Hello and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I'm going to be doing part 2 of my MSI change list. So 13.8 is the patch we are going to be playing MSI in. In 13.7 they've already addressed some of the changes which I recommended. Things like Vi, Sejuani, Wukong have all been tagged. And in turn, this is what I want to talk about. And these are a couple of similar things to the previous patch and newer things which have been introduced as problematic. So let's get into it. If you enjoy the content, like and subscribe. Jarvan is still on my list. Jarvan is probably the number one jungler in the solo queue at the moment. I imagine his priorities are on the rise in Pro. It's beginning to look like that. In the LEC, he's starting to see a lot of games. Things like support Jarvan and top Jarvan are also seeing play. So I don't mind the idea of slightly tapping Jarvan so he doesn't become overbearing if he's like one of those champs which just suddenly rises up to 100% presence because people realize going into MSI that he is really strong. So yeah, just taking away a bit of power here, not too much, just a slight bit, and then of course this evens out as you're hitting those later levels, so keep it in mind. Gragas, really overpowered at the moment, has three-way flexibility. Just being able to nerf all of these with a slight passive tap down and magic resist nerf should make him weaker within Pro, whilst also nerfing a bit of solo queue win rate. His solo queue win rate isn't extraordinarily high, so there isn't too much you want to lose there. But for the most part, in Pro, that's where his problems are. His passive and his magic resist. Nothing a bit of MR off of him is going to help the mid lane matchups where he can be kind of oppressive. Jace, just a slight, this is very placebo. Just a bit of movement speed off the E. Hearts' ability to get back to lane faster, and some of those just rundowns in the mid game. Not really that much. It will hurt his solo queue a bit, but for the most part, this is just a slight nerf. Overall, just a placebo. Make sure he isn't picked too much, as Malphite is on the list as well, so keep it in mind. Annie, slight passive nerf. Annie's still really strong. The nerfs towards her didn't really do that much. They hurt support a bit, but she is still up there as a top 5 support, I'd say. So just a passive tap down should make her more balanced. Overall, looking to lose about 1.25 to 1.5 in solo queue with this change. Not a huge amount, but yeah. It's at least a tap down, making her slightly weaker. Rakan is also on the list, as Rakan was a champ which I brought up last time as being he is beginning to really gain a lot of popularity. He will probably be number 1 support by the time we hit MSI. So a slight health base health nerf and some number rounding up should make him slightly weaker. Only looking to lose about 1% to 1.5%. It's probably not going to be the latter half. It's most likely only going to hit the 1%. But yeah, 50 health off early. Makes him slightly squishy in those early trades, so keep it in mind. New nerfs. These are champs which I've kind of looked at and been like, yeah, they're going to actually start really growing into MSI. So Xayah, well, Xayah has been a problem for a bit. A lot of that I kind of attributed to Rakan, but Xayah herself does perform quite well. So a nerf to early W attack speed, but a slight buff later on makes it so her solo queue win rate doesn't fall too much, but it does hit her pro presence. Having an 84 presence on the 13.6 patch makes her really strong. So yeah, just nothing that slightly should make her fall quite a bit. Looking not to remove her, but maybe this will drop her to like a 20-30% presence. This will probably put Varus in the top spot as well with Jinx nerfs. I've hit Jinx because I reckon Jinx will become number 1 ADC after Xayah nerfs. So yeah, a slight pullback on the attack speed growth should make her slightly weaker. Not going the full way because this used to be 1% to 1.36. Just going to 1.2. Yeah, this is about all you need to do to make sure she doesn't become overwhelmingly strong, but still has a level of presence. But yeah, this will probably make Varus number 1 ADC. You can go lethal, you can go AP, you can go on hit. Varus is just overall very good at the moment. I don't think Varus is unhealthy for the meta. I do think if he's too strong, then yeah, of course he would have to be nerfed. But having him as top spot with maybe a 50% or a 60% presence isn't a bad thing, per se. Yeah, a Malphite nerf, slight pullback on the buffs they gave him in 13.4 should make him not become the highest presence top laner. Malphite should be strong in positions where he's good, like in some high AD comps. But just be able to blind the champ is kind of illegal. It's not really what you should be allowed to do as Sion, as Malphite. This does make Sion probably the go-to tank after these nerfs, but yeah, we'd have to see. So those are the new nerfs, and a couple of the buffs I've kept the same. Diana, just a passive AP ratio buff. It'll be exciting to see Diana, especially with Yasuo buffs on the patch before. This does help mid and jungle. And both have a bit of win rate to game, so I don't see it as being too bad. Shyvana, I don't think we'd ever see Shyvana in pro at the moment. She's too low elo skewed, but a bit more tick on the W helps both her damage, number clarification, and it helps. So this increases the burn damage, the on-hit damage. 50% of this is converted into the on-hit. So 5 becomes 6, and 12 becomes 10 becomes 12 for the overall damage on this thing. It's not a huge amount, but it would help Shyvana if she's ever picked in top lane in pro play. And Volibear Q. Volibear just in general, gaining a bit of a Q movement speed. Reduction in the W mana cost helps lane Volibear. W damage up a bit. Overall, these just help top and jungle Volibear. It's kind of placebo, but it will help both enough that maybe he would see some level of presence. Probably not, though. There are other jungle picks which kind of just outperform them at the moment. However, some people do find success on the champion, so it'd be interesting to see. Other champs which I wanted to talk about, but I haven't got any notes down for. These are champs which I think can be buffed. There is room to grow. Aatrox and Aurelia for the top lane. Aatrox, of course, you've got to be careful. You don't want to suddenly have 70-80% presence Aatrox like at Worlds, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it was that high, but yeah, Aatrox was really popular at Worlds. You don't want that, yeah, of course, happening again, but he has room to grow. Aatrox is a fun champion to watch, so it'd be good to see. And Aurelia, same goes for Aurelia. You don't really, as of the moment, you see almost no Aurelia. If it's any Aurelia, it's usually mid Aurelia from leader, but yeah, room to grow here. Can be buffed. Can also gain some solo Q win rate. So, yeah. Lilia can gain win rate as well in solo Q. Also, not seen in pro that much. Trundle, not really seen at the moment. Lily, not really seen at the moment. Hecarim, not really seen at the moment. All these champs have win rate to game. And Qiyana jungle is, I think, maybe going to make an appearance in this patch. I have a slight feeling Freak wants to buff some carry junglers. So my bets are on Qiyana, Hecarim, Lilia, Nidalee, and maybe Diana. I think these are the ones I would be more confident in getting buffed this patch. But I want to know your thoughts. These are kind of just speculative until the patch hits, obviously, tomorrow. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.